Now on CoastTV News.
Protecting homes despite flooding, what Dewey Beach is deciding this week. If you stayed up this late, you're a football fan. And did you know we have state champs right here at home? New insights tonight.
And we're finally expecting warmer conditions and a rain for this work week, and we're trending in the right direction.
Feeling singled out, why one brewery says a new rule up for debate Monday targets them.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Fighting flooding in Dewey Beach. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf. Thank you for staying up with us after Sunday night football. We begin tonight in Dewey, where flooding has been a constant problem. And now, as CoastTV News' Brandon Ferguson shows us, the town is trying to make a change for future homeowners.
The fight against flood damage in Dewey Beach. For new houses that fall in these flooding zones on your screen, it could be 1 to 3 feet taller if town council decides to adjust its code. Robert Swanson lives in a flood zone.
I've been in the neighborhood for over 25 years, and we see flooding after flooding, particularly from the bay side in Dewey Beach. So any way that the city can enforce codes or add new codes to raise things up will help the damage to the structures.
On your screen now is an example of freeboard which raises a house off of the ground. The town says FEMA suggested a 1-foot standard for freeboard. Now they're requesting 3 feet. Dewey Beach and FEMA then compromised at 2 feet. The town says this freeboard elevation would only apply to new construction like the one behind me. Town Commissioner Paul Bauer explains the motivation.
So the issue is if you have a house and your next door neighbor buys the lot next to the house next to you and they tear it down and they build a house and all of a sudden it's 2 or 3 feet taller than yours, you're like, well, town, what are you doing? You're not observing your own zoning codes. We're trying to keep up with flooding and mitigate that issue, as well as try to keep everybody on the same playing field.
For CoastTV News, I'm Brandon Ferguson.
Now, the town is meeting about this proposal this upcoming Wednesday at 5 p.m. The city of Milford is drawing closer to deciding how it regulates marijuana. There are 3 options going in front of council. In a nutshell, one would allow marijuana cultivating and testing facilities in business and industrial zones. What are called compassion centers, those are nonprofits that provide medical marijuana to patients and caregivers. Those would be allowed too, but there would be no retail marijuana stores. That's option 1. Option 2, it's similar, but this one would allow retail stores in certain commercial zones. But this option has all marijuana-related businesses at least 500 feet away from schools, residential areas, and central business zones. Option 3 is called Do Nothing. Marijuana stores would be treated like any other shop. Council's first look at these options is happening Monday night. Also Monday night in Lewis, Council hears a presentation to change Savannah Road, but it is drawing the ire of one local business. The city is now discussing whether or not they should put no parking signs on Savannah near Donovan's Road, citing the safety of bicyclists. But Lewis Brewing Company owner David Jones says that's where his customers park.
I feel like we're being singled out. The area that they want to put no parking signs up on both sides of the road is within walking distance of our brewery. They're not going further down Savannah Road heading east. There are businesses on that end. There's cars that park along the road on both sides.
The no parking signs are a recommendation from DelDOT, but the city of Lewis has final say. City Council talks about this Monday night. This week, Sussex County Council will once again weigh an ordinance that would tax short-term rentals in unincorporated areas. Think about places not in city limits. A 3% tax for those rentals like Airbnbs is on Tuesday's council agenda. And many towns in the area already have their own lodging taxes in place, on top of a new statewide lodging tax that goes into effect in January. We spoke with an agent at Berkshire Hathaway to learn how this tax would impact short-term rentals that they oversee.
It invariably is going to hurt the economy. The less people you have coming to the area to vacation, the less money you have flowing through the economy, being restaurants, your retail shops, your services are all going to suffer when you have fewer tourists in the area.
Those in favor of the ordinance, however, point out the tax, in theory, goes on to the vacationers, not the locals. An ordinance similar to this was imposed in 2019, then suspended due to the pandemic. County Council meets Tuesday at 9. This week, Reads Across America returns to Delmarva. First, Monday at 10, Purdue will host its Reads Across America ceremony at the Wicomico War Veterans Memorial. Then Saturday, volunteers will lay wreaths on veterans' graves at both the Delaware Veterans Memorial Cemetery at 10:30 a.m. and the Epworth Church Cemetery in Rehoboth at noon. If you'd like to volunteer, we have the specifics right now on CoastTV.com. All right, check this out. Stephen Decatur High School from Worcester County winning back-to-back state football championships. Oh, you just love to hear that sound, right? Well, we got a chance to speak with their coach today, who said those back-to-back state championship wins, they were a long road to get there.
They wanted to win this starting, next week of last year. They got right into our off-season program, and they have worked with the single goal in mind to be back-to-back state champions. And to see the kids put all that effort into it and then finish the job is unreal.
Coach Coleman says he plans to keep in touch with all the seniors graduating from the team and is also excited for the celebratory banquet coming in January. Headed to Salisbury now, police say there's been an uptick in car break-ins. They tell people there are some easy ways you can help prevent that. One is clear your car of any valuables or anything that looks valuable. And make sure you set your car alarm if you have one. Police also say park in a well-lit open area. That's going to make thieves be less inclined to break into your car as compared to if you're parked by a dumpster, a truck, something like that where they could hide better. Now to the Gumboro area, fire marshals are investigating after a woman was hurt, serious injuries after the Saturday night fire. Crews found heavy flames on a Westwoods Road home. Fire marshals say the woman was inside when the fire started. Neighbors saved her, but she was taken to the hospital in serious condition. Investigators don't know what caused it, but they do say the fire started on the front porch, causing $200,000 in damage. Monday morning on Coast TV News, tune in for a look at the inspiring story of one woman who ran the Rehoboth Marathon against all odds. And then coming up Monday evening, a political shakeup of sorts in Rehoboth Beach. What's happening with Commissioners Monday? Tune in to Coast TV News.
Well, this week we may finally be able to say something about steady showers showing up. I'll show you what I'm tracking next.
And after that, a look at some of the biggest events on Delmarva. Don't go anywhere. We're back in just 60 seconds.
When you think about it, for the last almost 4 months, we have been wishing for warmer weather, wishing for rainy weather. Well, it looks like we're going to get a little bit of our wishes granted, particularly on Wednesday, and maybe even a little bit for Monday. Our Bay Health camera in Milford, starting off in the 40s. Now, from earlier, we had earlier numbers that ran us from 9 o'clock until where we are right now, but temperatures right now are in the 40s, 45 actually in Georgetown. Now, we had a high today of 60 degrees ultimately, which was actually 8 above the norm for this time of the year. 36 for the low, so we're only a couple of degrees away from the average low for this time of the year. We do have a small craft advisory that's going to be active for us off of the Sussex County coast. Basically, we're watching out for about 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts to occur. That's also going to be a concern for us actually throughout the Chesapeake Bay area. But still, generally speaking, we're going to stay pretty quiet for today as far as any kind of surface activity is concerned. Now, we do have a zonal flow that's happening right now from the west, moving towards the east pretty steadily with gusts at up to about, let's say, 8 miles per hour. That's not such a big deal if you would take out the factor that we've had such a lack of precipitation, so that exasperates our problems with severe and extreme drought conditions that are still constant in our immediate area. You got to remember just how dry we really are. I mean, for the month, we've only had just over a skosh over 32 inches of rain. And did you know that that's actually 9 1/4, nearly 9 1/4 inches shy of what we should be for the entire year? That's how much rain we're actually missing. But now here's the good news. We are expecting a 62% chance of rain for Monday, piddly 10% chance on Tuesday. But look at this wonderful 95% chance of rain on Wednesday. Believe it or not, I even had a couple of models that said 100%. I'll probably never put that on TV, but that's at least hopeful that Wednesday's looking like a pretty sure bet. And I'm going to show you why, because we're looking for rain all day on Wednesday. Monday, we're looking for some rain around lunchtime. Then it's out of here by late lunch, okay? And we stay quiet. Tuesday, we're going to be warm, and the winds will be shifting out of the south, and that'll be helpful. And by Tuesday evening, we may even catch a little random renegade sprinkle. But here's the big payoff here. Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the morning, we'll have the winds pushing primarily out of the south, and we're looking for the entire mid-Atlantic to be covered with rain, which includes us. Nice thing. But by 8 o'clock, our models are still indicating that we're going to have rain. Not only that, but the darker green indicating we're going to have some heavier showers that'll push across. So we may be in for a wonderful shower or two. Then it tapers off quickly as we go throughout the rest of the daytime hours. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodel extended forecast. One quick note, after we get the wonderful rain and warmer weather on Wednesday, we drop dramatically for Thursday when that cold front pushes through, pushing the temperatures down to 21 for the low.
Paul, thank you. Well, this is a hyper-local newscast, but there is a story of national importance you could help solve. This man, police say, shot and killed a healthcare CEO, and these are new images just released today. As Jen Sullivan shows us, police believe he has left New York City. So here's what to look out for.
NYPD releasing new images of the person they believe shot and killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. But officials are being careful not to release too many details about this person's identity.
Let him continue to believe he can hide behind a mask. We're going to reveal who he is, and we're going to bring him to justice.
Surveillance video capturing the chilling moment a shooter approached Thompson outside a Hilton hotel in Midtown Manhattan Wednesday. The full video, too disturbing to air, shows the killer shooting Thompson multiple times. The brazen act of violence shaking New Yorkers and triggering a 5-day manhunt that now includes the FBI.
This was a horrific incident in our city, and we want to make sure this person is removed off the streets of America, not only off the streets of New York.
NYPD now believe the suspected shooter may have left New York City by interstate bus, and they're working with other law enforcement agencies across the country to track down the suspected killer.
We have video of him entering the Port Authority bus terminal. We don't have any video of him exiting.
Friday, police found the backpack the suspected shooter was possibly wearing during the attack in Central Park, but the gun was not inside. Saturday, NYPD divers scoured a body of water in Central Park, hoping to find more clues, according to a law enforcement official. Police are also trying to track down the bicycle the suspected shooter used to get away. In New York, I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
The details on this case are very chilling. As previously reported, sources say the shell casings had the words "deny, defend, depose" written on them. Some outlets are reporting monopoly money was found in the backpack we just mentioned. And here's something new. The insurance industry now making dramatic changes. Some leading companies are taking profiles and information about their top executives off public websites, with CVS Health confirming they did just that. And insurance company Centene, with a late pivot, moving its in-person investor conference scheduled for next week to virtual. Back locally, a lot going on this week, from Christmas traditions to infrastructure improvements. In case you missed it, don't worry. Christina D. Robertis has a look at our week in review.
Monday, Rehoboth Beach hosted their hometown Christmas parade. Floats carried holiday spirit and spectacle up and down the avenue. It's part of the seasonal tradition that puts smiles on the faces of everyone who braved the cold. Tuesday, Cambridge elected a new mayor after holding a runoff election. The race was between Commission President LaJean Cephas and former Mayor Andrew Bradshaw. Cephas was declared the winner shortly after 9 p.m. Wednesday, we learned that Fenwick Island is making progress on its dredging. The $2.3 million project still has a few more tests to undergo until complete, but already boats are able to move more freely in area channels. Thursday, the price of development. After a years-long roadwork project on Route 24, local businesses say they've lost big bucks. In Peddlers Village specifically, one business, the General Store, says it's lost hundreds of thousands of dollars due to the roadwork. And Friday, what used to be a police station, then a homeless shelter, is now a salt barn. This spot along Route 1 will now be home to a DelDOT salt barn, which DelDOT says should help reduce salt trucks' travel time when they go to prepare for snowy weather. For your Week in Review, I'm Christina D. Robertus.
Still to come on Coast TV News, how to save money and stay safe this holiday season when we return. Christmas lights always add to the joy of the holiday season. But what isn't always talked about is how much these pretty lights can add to your monthly electric bill, on top of other necessary expenses like, heating your home during the winter. Ivan Rodriguez joins us with more on how you can expect to pay and what you can do to save.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. For many, it means shopping the best deals for gifts and decking out their homes with Christmas decorations. But just how much more money do those festive lights add to the bill?
The beauty of holiday lighting is that it really doesn't have to break the bank. With LED lights especially, you can create a pretty stunning display for as little as, if you have a really modest decoration, maybe $2 for the season, for the month.
Ashley England with Tennessee Valley Authority says if you're still using traditional incandescent lights, it'll cost you.
That's going to cost you typically around $10 to $300, again, depending on how exquisite you get with your decorations.
Saving some money here could help offset other costs.
Your biggest energy expense is really not your light display at all. It's your heating and cooling.
Heating expenses in the U.S. are expected to jump 10.5% on average, due in part to colder temperatures forecast in the Northeast and Midwest, according to the National Energy Assistance Directors Association. Consumers who heat with electricity will be hit the hardest, with their costs projected to rise 13.6% to $1,208 for the winter season.
Make sure your HVAC has been tuned up. Make sure you've sealed air gaps around your house, that you have adequate insulation, and then adjusting your thermostat. That's going to save you far more than worrying about your festive lights.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
We just talked money. Let's talk safety from one of our local power companies. Delaware Electric Co-op says there are potential safety hazards you might not know. First, if any electrical cord is fraying, ripped, or torn, just replace it. And Delaware Electric says never run cords underneath rugs or furniture, even though I know they all look better that way. Lastly, I know we all love lights on timers, but no. DEC says if you're not home, those lights need to be off. Still to come on Coast TV News, are you looking for your new best friend? Mega adoption is almost here. But first, how you are making a difference with our Bless Our Children campaign. That's up next on Coast TV News. We want to thank everyone who has donated to our Bless Our Children campaign, filling our tree up here with cards, like this one here with two cute little puppies. It says, in loving memory of Dr. Jean Minsker from Lewis, Delaware. Thank you for this card and thank you for your donation. So far, you have helped us raise over $218,000. I know we can do a lot more, though. Here's some other folks who are helping ensure every child has a gift Christmas morning.
And we want to thank businesses, groups, individuals, and so many more who have donated at least $1,000 to the Bless Our Children campaign and stepped up to join the Shell Brothers Challenge.
Here's a Shell Brothers honor roll in amounts given in increments of $1,000.
Atlantic Community Thrift Shop, Evans Builders Incorporated, Pocomoke City Elks number 1624, James Maloney, to memory of Stacy Dorsch.
American Legion Boggs Disharoon Post 123.
Ocean City Elks Lodge number 2645.
Eastern Shore Corvette Club Inc. Tony Tank Tribe number 149. Carolyn D. Lehman Johnson. Midway Par 3.
MR Ducks, Salisbury Elks Lodge number 817.
Edward Jones Office of Melinda Tingle, Jeff and Ann Vitas, in loving memory of John Angelis. Kathy and Michael Newcomb.
Delaware Electric Co-op, Phil Hawk, Cape Henlopen Elks number 2540. Michael and Nancy West.
Apgar Turf Farm Inc. Suicide Bridge Restaurant in memory of Bill O'Hickman.
The residents of Mariners Cove.
In loving memory of Maribeth Toomberlin. Salisbury Moose Family Center 654.
Eastern Shore Region Antique Automobile Car Club. Harry and Jenny Davis. SPI Pharma Incorporated. Peninsula Imaging LLC. Johnny Janasic.
In loving memory of Sean Noel.
Classic Cakes.
David and Louise. Willard's Lions Club. Mr. and Mrs. R. Dean Goldsboro.
Rose Wheaton, Horsey Poultry Farm LLC. American Legion Post 64. Tops Cut Off. American Legion Sinpuxent Post 166.
Jefferson Uri and Doan in Sterner, PA. Pepsi Bottling Ventures. Crowley Associates Realty, Inc. Murray's Residential Services.
Eastern Shore Auctions by Willie Benton. Burris Logistics. Terra Firma of Delmarva Paving. Alan Corman and Son Incorporated.
Lewis Rehoboth Moose Lodge 646.
ASAP Services Pumping and Disposal.
J. Stacy Hart and Associates. Dwayne and Brandy Geis Absolute PDR.
ABC Refrigeration Incorporated in memory of Pop. Ramco Solutions.
Miranda Hart and O'Leary Contracting LLC. The Closet Works of Delmarva. Unfinished Business Thrift Shop. Idlewild Ruriton Club. Redmond Orphans Board.
Painting in America Made Great Again Earl Johnson Painting.
HVAC Services Unlimited, Inc. Contractors for a Cause Foundation.
Mike Singleton's Pest Control. Shore Fund Tractor Pullers.
Historical Vintage Car Club of Delaware, Inc. Green Acres Storage Shoal. In memory of Maurice and Pearl Jordan.
Sons and Daughters of Italy in Ocean City Lodge number 2474. Dagsboro Paint and Wallpaper. Chris's Pool Service.
Lydia's Grab and Go Bistro. IES Residential, Inc. In memory of Joan Louise Ranger. Creative Concepts.
Collins Wharfside. K&T Utilities LLC. Eastern Shore Traffic LLC. Chesapeake Trenching Incorporated.
G.R. Campbell Construction. Cox's RV Repair. Zion Church of Salisbury Women of Faith. Wheels That Heal Car Club. American Legion Auxiliary Sinnapunxet Unit 166.
Preston Gromark FS. American Veterans Thrift Store. Cheer Incorporated Employees. Daisy's Well Drilling.
CJ's Beach Bays. American Legion Nanacoke Squadron 6. B&R Auto Parts, Inc. Delmarva Art Expo and Wool and Fiber Expo.
Pools, Pavers, and more. LTE Fiber LLC.
Reynolds Excavating, Inc.
Hickman Beach Plaza. Donald McIntaffer. Hawker Supermarkets. The Carroll Family.
Japanesque.
Mary and Chris Grimm. Shore United Bank. St. Andrew's United Methodist Church.
Lewis Rehoboth Rotary Club.
Asbury Blades United Woman in Faith. Asbury Blades UM Churches. Wycomico Lodge number 91 AF and AM. Employees of Crest Plumbing Heating. In loving memory of Jim and Nancy McKinley.
Pep Up. Breeding Roll-Off Service. Peninsula Pawn. Towers Concrete. OT Beecham Post 94. In memory of Richard and Helen Webb. Union Lodge Georgetown Loop. Queen City Elk Lodge 1051. Delaware Improved Order of Red Men and Degree of Pocahontas. AccuTrench Contracting LLC. Paradise Plumbing. Bob Willie and Sons Incorporated. King Crop Insurance. In memory of Lily Patrick Feinstein. Murray Sod Farm. The Riverside Grill Oak Orchard. Chesapeake Waste. Chesapeake Companies. Preston R. Smith Plumbing. Maddox Brothers Trucking, Inc. IV Solutions. Old Timers Softball League, Inc. In memory of Shirley L. Doherty. Timothy and Terry Scott.
AE Janitorial Incorporated. Curtis Mercer Remodeling Incorporated. In loving memory of D. Gene Minsker. Southern Delaware Street Rod Association. Mount Zion Holiness Church Incorporated, Milton. Thomas C. Melvin and Son Funeral Home Incorporated. Accurate Termite and Pest Control. Monica W. Dwyer. Coastal Towing and Auto Repair. Security Instrument of Delaware. Rich and Karen Gollin. In memory of James E. Mowbray.
Again, we appreciate all of you taking on the Shell Brothers Challenge as part of the WBOC and Coast TV's Bless Our Children campaign.
And there is ways to help, and if you would like to help, all you have to do is donate to our website at blessourchildren.org.
Thank you for helping WBOC, Coast TV, and DSN lend a hand.
And together, we can make the holidays this year a very special one.
Bless Our Children is administered by the Draper Holdings Charitable Foundation.
Well, the beautiful thing about the forecast for the next couple of days, we're looking forward to some things that we haven't seen in a while, and we really could use, quite honest, a chance of rain 2 different days and warming up a bit for us as well. Our Spicer Brothers camera right now, a live depiction is showing you that we're not concerned about precipitation just yet, but it is indeed in the cards, so to speak. And even with that being the case, keep in mind, we want to also remind you, keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. It's available 24 hours a day. The number to call is 443 880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. So when we begin to take a look at what's happening with our forecast, we're looking for Monday showers, Wednesday showers in Chincoteague with temperatures going from 54 up to 62 degrees. Look for the same and very similar pattern for us actually in Assateague. Now the Monday rain is going to be more so around lunchtime, and that's primarily it. But Wednesday is looking like an all-day event, both locations. Now we're looking for steady showers to kick in Wednesday for Ocean City as well as Fenwick Island. Temperatures will actually soar into the 60s, well above the norm for this time of the year. And the norm is about 58, 59 degrees actually. So that's going to be helpful. It's going to be milder and warmer, so we won't have to worry about any kind of sort of frozen precipitation whatsoever. And then we're looking for a bit of relief from the extreme drought conditions for us in and around the Rehoboth and Lewis Beach area. Monday, scattered showers around lunchtime, and then all-day rain likely for us on Wednesday. So starry night for tonight. Mostly cloudy with at least morning to early afternoon showers for tomorrow. And then we're going to go up to 62 degrees on Tuesday, but it's going to start feeling a whole lot milder by then. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling extended forecast. Please remember, after the rain and the warm-up on Wednesday, we drop like a stone again.
Thank you, Paul. The Brandywine Valley SPCA is hosting its mega adoption event this upcoming weekend. At all campuses, Saturday and Sunday, fees are down to $35. That does it for us tonight. Thank you for joining us here after Sunday Night Football. For more Coast TV news and local weather, you can download our app. We'll see you in just a few hours for Coast TV News Today, starting at 5 a.m. Have a great night.